Hi everyone, it's Jessica, and the video I will be doing today is my January monthly spread, and the kit that I wanted to use for January is one by By Thaowie. I just thought it was so pretty that I had to have it, and this is, I think, her first time doing a monthly kit, so I'm excited to try it out. This will also be my first time using a monthly kit from a shop other than a Nekkoart because that's who I've used for the last 3 months now. So I will be interested to try out another shop and see how the stickers work for me. And of course I'm going to start by putting down the big header stickers up at the top. So you may notice it does go over the line just a smidge, even though I made sure to cover up the line on this side. That doesn't really bother me too much, so that's fine. And then for this planner, I like my spreads to be very functional. This is what I use as my main planner for the week, so I like the monthly spreads to be very functional, and for me that means I mark my work schedule and my bills in here instead of marking, you know, different events and that sort of thing. That I think I'm gonna wind up using my monthly. I also got an Erin Condren monthly planner, so I'm going to use that one more so to mark down some of the like more memory keeping things. So the first thing I'm noticing is, I mean, I already knew this, but basically she doesn't really have that many label stickers, whereas Nekkoart gave you like an entire sheet of label stickers, which I did really enjoy, especially for my way of planning my monthly. And they also gave you a lot of bill due stickers that were on like the little labels. So I think I'm going to use these label stickers for my bills, and I am going to use these stickers that I got from Target. These are part of the sugar paper line at Target, and I'm going to use some of these blank labels as work instead. And for work, I really only know the first 2 weeks. The rest of January is kind of tentative for my schedule, so I'm just going to put down the first 2 weeks for now, and then I will add in the others later. And just as a side note, these sugar paper stickers are just a little bit too, actually, yeah, they're just a little bit shorter than the boxes of the Erin Condren, so I do have to try to make sure it is actually centered when I put them down. So that is all I know of my work schedule for sure now. I'm just going to fill in the rest as I go. So I'm going to fill in the Happy New Year box because I don't have work, and even though technically rent is due on the first of the month, I always prepay my rent anyway, so it's not a huge deal if I don't actually mark rent on the exact day that it's due. So that is for the new year, and then I think I want to fit in rent and my little payday girl. This is from Nekkoart, and I like using her to mark my paydays in the monthly view because it's, you know, it's a lot smaller than most of my other payday stickers. I think I'm going to start off with a pink color, and hopefully I can fit this all in. So she cuts into the little box a little bit, but that's fine. That's pretty much the only other sticker I pull into these spreads aside from generally sticking with the kit. So that is it for rent and payday. And then I do have another bill due on the 5th. And I almost wonder if I should leave some of these as appointment stickers instead of just marking all my bills, but I don't know. I feel like I really do need these in for my bills because that's mostly what I reference, whereas appointments, I will sometimes put them in afterwards, but for the most part, I look at this mostly to reference my work schedule and my bills. So maybe I will just leave it as is. Using my little work stickers as a measuring tool just so I can have all the bills basically spaced at the same level. And I did omit some of the bills that I have that are just like recurring payments. So like utilities, internet, that sort of thing just comes out of my account directly. So that way I have 3 more label stickers that I can use to mark any appointments that come up throughout the month. So that is really about it that I do for the month. I know it's a little bit boring, but at the same time, I want it to look very clean and functional. So the other thing I kind of wanted to do is to mark Chinese New Year, and I'm gonna use the box that says Martin Luther King Day because I think it's a really pretty box and I want to be able to actually write in it. And I believe I have this day off of work, so I can kind of cover it all up. And I'm probably just going to cover up the Martin Luther King Day part. Not that I don't think Martin Luther King Day is important, it's just my family, we actually do things to celebrate Chinese New Year. Like we'll have a dinner or like a party or something. Whereas Martin Luther King Day, I don't generally celebrate it in any way. So I'd rather use the full box for Chinese New Year instead. So I'm probably going to use maybe a little bit of washi or something to cover up the writing on that and just write in whatever I wind up doing in the empty space. So, and I think I do want to cover up the days that are not in January. So we have a few of the February days hanging out at the bottom. And I'm debating if I want to use some of her little Addie girls. I'm going to go ahead and do the sidebar, and then if I have one of these girls left over, I'm going to put that here instead. So for the sidebar, she's got these 4 stickers that are basically meant to stack up in the sidebar. I'm not honestly a huge fan of this one. I mean, I do think it's very functional, but it's not super functional for how I like to split up my budget. So I think I'm gonna see if I can get away with using maybe just these 3. Yeah, because I don't really want to note this in the monthly view. I have a separate budget document that I tend to note the budget things on. So I just played around with the spacing of the sidebar a little bit. I wanted to bring in some of this kind of gold foil washi to break up the boxes a little bit. So I just measured out how much space would be left in between the boxes, and I split that in half and I cut 2 strips of washi to size. So hopefully if I did my measurements right, I should probably tuck this underneath. So that is my sidebar, and I think I am going to do a bill section for sure. And then a don't forget section. And depending on how this month turns out, there may or may not be something kind of big happening that I need to do a lot of planning for, so I'm gonna leave. Oh my gosh, what an idiot. I completely put that down upside down. So I'm gonna try to peel this up, but basically there may or may not be something pretty big and exciting happening this month. I don't know for sure, but if there is, I'm going to definitely need a little area here to kind of plan and mark down everything I need for that. So I'm gonna leave this blank for now, and if I don't wind up using it for that, then I can always tuck in like a wish list or something, or maybe like a favorite things to mark maybe some of my favorite moments. But for now, I just have bills and then some reminders for myself for the month. And then this sticker that I have on the back of my hand, I do want a sticker here to cover up the last day that was not part of January. I never use the little icons in the monthly section, so maybe I should do that. Actually, I'm not really sure I like how that looks. I don't think I really like the round icons in this spread, so I'm gonna try to pull this up and switch it out with a different sticker. So instead of using the icons, I'm going to use some of these little gold money icons. These are from a Sessa Vee, and I'm going to use these to mark all my bills instead. And I just think that looks a little bit better to be more cohesive. Okay, so that is it for my monthly spread so far. I can show you guys what I have left. I do have these 3 little appointment labels left that I can save if anything comes up this month, which I'm guessing, I think it will, and that's kind of why I held off on marking down any of my other bills. But anyway, I do have all the icons left. I tend not to use them. I've got 2 more of these boxes. I have a few of these little labels, paydays, favorite things, etc. I have 1 more of these little sidebar boxes and a little bit of the box that I cut up to make some washi. So that is all I have left, and that is what my monthly spread looks like so far. Just wanted to hop back on here and show you guys the completed January monthly. I did find out the rest of my schedule, so I went ahead and added in those little label stickers, and I also wrote in which shifts I'm actually working and all the bills I have due. But this is generally how I like to leave the monthly spread, at least in this planner. I do want to keep it very, very functional, and I kind of made it a rule to basically only have my work schedule and bills, and maybe here or there 1 or 2 big events, but this is not the one I want to use for memory keeping. I like to keep it very clean and minimalistic looking. I don't want it to get too cluttered, so this is kind of how I'm gonna leave it, and I do have to fill in the rest of the sidebar. And I also wanted to go ahead and show the notes section too. So the past 2 months, I've basically used the notes section as kind of a running list. So for the month of November, I listed out all the Black Friday sales I was kind of eyeing, and for the month of December, I had a lot of orders coming in, so that's how I used to track it, and I found that really useful. But I'm definitely not gonna have that many orders throughout January, so I cut it to about half the page. I used some of these strips. These are ones that are left over from the January weekly spread from By Thaowie, so I cut down the bottom washi as usual, and I had the leftover strips, so I just put it in here, and then I just measured out some lines for myself. Really, really simple. And then this piece is a piece of washi from a press kit. So again, using leftovers from kits. I actually didn't use any washi in this one, so I had both the strips of washi left. These 2 stickers are from a Mombi sticker sheet. These are some of the full heart boxes from Press. Again, the little label stickers that I used in my monthly spread, these are from Target. They're the sugar paper line. And then 2 little label stickers also from Crust Press. I put those up there mainly because I really like symmetry, so you'll notice that I kind of lined things up. I made sure there was like a sticker here and a sticker here, and it just was a lot of white space without it, so I'm not too sure what I'm gonna use those for, but if nothing else, I guess I could use them to track like social media, but I'm gonna try to figure out something else to track there. And then these are for just some goals that I am gonna set for myself for the year. I am probably gonna do a more in-depth like goal list in my monthly planner instead because I have more room there, but this is just, I thought, a cute idea to start off the new year. So that is everything for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and thank you so much for watching. Let me know if you have any questions. Bye!